Hello viewers, welcome to KC Sharp, where we turn drafting skills into income. In today's topic, we are going to talk about trimming objects in AutoCAD. If your trim command in AutoCAD is not working, you are probably making this one simple mistake. Most beginners struggle with this and it wastes a lot of their time. And I want to assure you and also promise you that by the end of this tutorial, and in the next few minutes of this tutorial, I will show you exactly how to fix it and use trim command in AutoCAD. But there are times when we do not need some part of certain objects which we have already drawn. And when this occur, we can cut the part we do not need using the point of intersection according to boundary. And to do this, we simply use the trim command. And where you are going to find this trim command is on top of the modify panel of the home ribbon. And the quick way to do this is by activating it. This is the home ribbon. This is the trim command. You go ahead and click on trim command is to activate it. Once you activate it, the next thing that you need to do is to make sure that you press enter before proceeding to whatsoever that you feel like you want to trim off. So press enter, activate and press enter. Now it's letting you know to select the object to trim. So what I'm going to do, I will trim off the parts which I don't want by clicking here, removing this part. So by so doing, I was able to achieve this particular one because those parts which I trimmed off is parts that I don't need. So let's go back to undo it. I want to show you something. Now, the next thing or the next step which you are going to take is also go back, activate your trim command, click enter. Now I'm going to trim off this side for easy visibility. Now you can see this is how I was able to achieve this particular object. This is how I want it to look like. So without wasting much time, I will show you another useful method of trimming objects. So in that case, I'm going to move down to the next example. So this is the next example. In this example now, we are going to make use of cutting edge. So in this particular one, what I want to do here now is this horizontal line that we all are seeing. Let's assume that I want to trim off this horizontal line, this area. I want to trim them off from here to this third spline, and this particular area will not be trim off. I just want to trim off from here to here, and this area will not be trim off. So what am I going to do? Go ahead and activate your trim command again. Come up here, this is the third spline, click on it and say enter. Now after clicking enter, you come down to your command line. Now you will see so many options which AutoCAD have already provided us, which we are going to use in terms of trim. We will see fence, crossing, project, edge and cutting edge. So since I've already click on the spline which I want to make use of, so I will now go ahead and click them one after the other. But mind you, if you don't want to click them one after the other, there is something you can equally do, or there is something you can use to treat them at once without clicking them one after the other. So what is that particular thing which you are going to use? The particular thing which you are going to use is called crossing selection. So I will just go ahead and cross them like this. By doing so, it is going to be easier for me to achieve and very quick. So this is how you can use a cutting edge in trimming in AutoCAD. So let's move down to the last example, which is the edge trim. So in this particular example now, I am going to make use of the edge. to trim off this particular thing. So in this one, what I'm trying to do, I want to trim off this single line. Yes, I want to trim it off. So what am I going to do? I'll activate my trim command here, then click enter. If I click enter, now I point my cursor here, it's not going to trim. Reason is because it's telling me that select objects to trim is not active. So what am I going to do now? I am going to come down to the command line and click on edge. But before that, this line that I'm going to trim, this horizontal line is supposed to touch this line to enable me to trim off what I want to trim. Now for example, now I've already activated this. Now if I should click here, I will trim this side. If I should click here, I will trim this side. But if I should click here, I will not be able to trim it because this horizontal line here is not touching this one which I want to trim. So what I will need to do is to come down to the trim command and click on edge. Now you click on edge, is prompting you or is providing two options for you, which is telling you to select either extend or no extend. So you go ahead and click extend. Now if you click here, you can trim it off. You can equally click here, you can trim it off depending on the side which you want to trim it off from. So I want to trim from up, I will just go ahead and click on it. So when you are done trimming off your parts which you don't want, you can go ahead and click enter or escape. Now let me tell us one tips before I forget. So what you need to do once you are done with this edge trimming, you should go back to your trim command, click on it, click enter, come back to the command line again, select that edge again. Now the first time we selected extend, now the second one now is to click on no extend. Reason is because in future while trying to trim, that edge which you have already selected might affect the object which you are want to trim. So what you need to do is to deactivate it again by going back and saying no extend. So by so doing, we are able to achieve three different method or three different ways which we can use to trim our object. So if you are coming across my channel for the first time, please do well to like, share and subscribe. I post practical tutorials every week. Thank you and see you next. Bye.